Today we're getting started on this BMW E90 projector conversion. If you guys saw the other video that we did the Bi-LED NHK5 conversion. On this one, we'll be keeping it with the original HID system. I believe we're reusing the customer's bulbs. We'll need to take a look at what condition they're in, see if we can maximize performance by swapping something new. But the plan is to basically reuse everything we have, except change out the projector and install a new lens. So these lenses look a little bit tired. You can tell this car is used. It looks like it's used every single day. Customer drove up from Philadelphia, leaving the car on site for a few days, so we'll be able to see really what we can extract out of this system. And I'll turn on lights for you. We'll do a lux comparison, take a look at the beam pattern, analyze it, and get you some before and after figures so we can reference that later on and see where we end up with this and what we can offer the E90 community, E92, E93. But these are awesome cars. The lenses are getting tired at this point, like most of these older BMWs, and they just need a refresher. So just really quick, you can see everything looks literally even worse with the lights on. The customer did mention he had some condensation. I can see a lot of debris in the lights, but the lenses are certainly showing their age. Looks like the driver's side was the one with the condensation. You can tell it's a little rough. And there's a lot of spots in there, but we're gonna get this cleaned up as best we can, of course, and go from there. Okay, so we're at 25 feet exactly. You can tell when the lenses are a little bit worn, there's a lot more light above the cutoff. I'll focus in. The driver's side projector looks pretty good actually, but the passenger side looks dim, so could be an issue with the projector bulb. This car does have high mileage. I believe it's, let's see, 160,000 miles on the clock. So definitely a good amount of use. The projector bulbs could easily be worn down. The projector bulb could be, in need of a replacement. We're gonna check out what's going on. The lights are misaligned. The driver's side looks a little bit lower than the passenger side. And you got your typical, what we call like the mountain cutoff on these AL projectors, which is like a Bosch design. Let's take a look at each one individually. That is the dimmer one. You can see there's some sort of hotspot in the middle, but then it kind of, right off to the sides of the hotspot, there is essentially just like a dead zone. And then it kind of fans off and flares to the right and left. Again, the driver's side looks a little bit brighter, or maybe the bulb is misseated. It looks a little low, to be honest with you, and the cutoff looks a little flary. So that could be the issue too. If somebody removed the bulb, didn't replace it properly. We're gonna make sure that we dial things in really, really well once we're all done here. And yeah, looking forward to this one because this one definitely needs it. Things are looking a little spotty here. Okay, I've got my lux meter in my hand. That will measure the intensity of the light output at 25 feet. Again, we can see that the passenger side is a little bit dimmer. And we're hitting about 300 and let's see, about 40 lux, 350. And on the driver's side, looks a little bit brighter. It was like close to 600. So that's pretty strong overall. But it doesn't quite look right. So just because something has a strong intensity reading at one point doesn't mean necessarily that it's a good light. You can tell it's really choppy looking. I'm gonna lower the exposure. And it's just not uniform, it's not consistent, and the span of light doesn't really go too far to the left and right. So downward visibility and visibility to the left and right is going to be impacted with a beam like this, especially since the lights aren't aligned properly. But we'll get right to it. Okay, we got this finalized in a single day, which is a lot quicker than the previous one that we just did with the Bi-LED conversion and the flat bottom halos. That took a few days. So this is our standard projector conversion service along with the new lenses. Of course, we can offer other add-ons if you ask us, custom paint options, etched lenses with a design or pattern or logo of your choice. But you can see that G5-BRT, and it's got that It's got that bluish purplish AR coating, which is really cool because it's subtle, but when the light hits it, you kind of see it and you know something is different about these. So we can take this to the next level, or we can keep it just like how you see it right here, which is pretty much how we prefer, keeping things OEM plus. You got a fresh life on these lights, essentially. If you recall, the driver's side it had a lot of debris and water in it. We got it cleaned up. It looks, honestly, it looks brand new. And you know, these seal up really well. The lenses that we use are high quality. They even got all the stampings on it. It looks really, really official, really legit. Especially for this side, it was looking really rough. We got it cleaned up, the chrome, the inner housing, everything got kind of got reset essentially. And you got the fresh projectors. So I'll show you how those projectors look in just a moment. Just wanted to show off the build a little bit, see what we're getting into, but these look absolutely stunning. Love how they came out. All right, got everything set up on the lift, brought the car down, made sure everything was aligned correctly, and got it back on the lift and put everything back together. So this is ready to go. We verified everything's nice and aligned properly, nice and straight. Car obviously needs a good detail, but check out the lenses and the lights. They look brand new, and the coating just goes awesome with this color. It's the Interlagos blue, and you can see kind of like a glimmer of that coating on the projector lenses, and it gives it a really cool look. So it's a really factory setup here, obviously. But once it gets all cleaned up, this will look really, really good. And we'll check out the output in just a moment. Just getting warmed up right now. Again, stock halos, stock setup, haven't coated anything. So this is exactly how it looks from the factory. The running light is on with the parking light and the headlights. That's just how it goes. So I think it looks really awesome. And there was a lot of debris. We got that cleaned up, as mentioned before. Still using the original bulbs. I did notice that one of the passenger side was still dimmer. Customer decided to keep the bulbs, and they will replace them at a future time if needed. But let's take a look at the output. Okay, what's the first thing that you notice? Clarity. The new projectors help that, obviously, but the lenses do as well. They remove any of that scatter light and the diffusion that we're seeing. And that amber glow above the cutoff is really just from the halos and the side marker lights. It's not really that pronounced in person, but the camera picks it up. I mean, it just looks crispy. It looks really good. So if we take a look again, the passenger side's a little bit dimmer. New bulbs would help this tremendously. But we've left everything in, so it's actually a better apples to apples comparison per se, but it just looks really good. Love the way this came out. Obviously got them aligned to spec before they were misaligned, and with the original setup there was a lot more distortion in the beam pattern. But yeah, let's take a look at where we're at here. Seeing about 560 lux or so on the passenger side, and quite a bit more on the driver's side. Again, what was that, like 840 or so? So 850. Yeah, I think with some new night breakers, this would really jump up. But it's not necessarily a priority. We still see the increase. We still see the performance gains from this setup. So it's awesome to see these lights resurrected. Again, 160,000 miles on this car, so this car sees a lot of daily driving, and this customer is going to be thrilled with the output. But let us know if you have any questions. Leave a comment below. This is our G5-BRT conversion, and this is what you can expect on the conversions that we offer the G5-BRT on, which is majority of them, unless you have a very tight application. So reach out to us, and please subscribe to the channel. We'd love to have you stick around and give back to the community. Leave a comment below, and we look forward to seeing you around. Thanks.